Hey YouTube, Shinobi here with a review of the S.H.Figuarts Ryotrooper from Kamen Rider Phase. If I don't sound excited, I'm sorry, because this release is kind of stupid, but I'm contractually obligated to own all Figuarts and review them, so yeah, stuff. But no, this is actually a pretty nice figure, considering it's from a character that's not really a character. Kind of like the Shadow Troopers and stuff. So we have the Ryotrooper here with the smart buckle. The transformation device for these guys. They were just generic foot soldiers for Smart Brain in the show. Snake Orphenoc was one at one point. A couple other people might have been too. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen Phase. But, yeah, not too much comes with this guy, as you can see. In fact, he's invisible. No, he's right here. It's a shame because it's actually a nice use of the mold. The shoulder pads aren't messed up like Kaiza. And there's no real floppiness in the waist. I mean, there's a little bit of movement, but that's not nearly as bad as my Kaiza was. And the joints on the hips, there we go, are actually quite nice. They don't really fall down, and they take quite a bit of effort to fall down. So that's always nice. The feet are a little weird. They're the die-cast feet, and I think they're the same absolute style that Phase has been using. But I don't know, they just feel weird on this figure for some reason. I don't really know why, but it might just be my imagination. In fact, it probably is my imagination. But here we have the belt. It's nice and wiggly because it's separate pieces and stuff. Smart Brain down there. In fact, it's actually fairly nicely done if I can focus properly. There we go. Smart Brain. Almost Smart Brain. In fact, that was a typo in one of TV Nihon's early subs of Phase. They called it Smart Brian. I was like, I know I'm smart. But anyway, it's got this extravagant strap design here for the holster for his weapon, the Axial Ray Gun, or Axial Ray Gun. I'm not too sure which one they're going for, because Axial is both Excel and Axel in the Japanese language. So that just holsters right in here, which is pretty neat. In fact, can it holster the other way? In fact, the holster is better this way, so I was probably just stupid. But, yeah, that's nice. It doesn't come off or anything of the sort. It does kind of give them the illusion of having an even thicker thigh than Phase, which I didn't think was possible. There goes his kneecap again. This is the third time I started this recording, and the kneecap has fallen off 2 of the 3 times. That can just be fixed with a little bit of super glue if it's a big deal. That's probably the best thing to do. But, yeah, it has the whole Thunder Thighs thing. But like I said before, that was just because the cod piece here was quite low on Phase. That was hence fixed with, I think, Phase Axel and Kaiza. But, overall, I do like the way it looks. I mean, there's no compound in his eyes or anything like that, because it's just a silver visor. So that's a bit of a letdown. But the copper used isn't the shiniest or anything, but it does look nice. Here he is from the back, very, very plain. But again, I can't particularly fault the figure for that, because that's just how the Ryotroopers are. They're just mass-produced little army cronies. So, while I can't fault the figure for that, it does have full range of Figuarts style articulation in the corner of my little screen, because I'm not paying attention to it. Double joints, and the hip style that they've been using for Phase. So, if it's the same one that they used for O's and stuff, so. It's a little bit difficult to get him to stand sometimes. I don't know why. I think his ankles are just kind of pushed back further than they need to be. But overall, I really do like the way it looks, despite it being not really a character and more of a army. But, I do have to give him props, because it did turn out better than I think the Troopers did, in my opinion. But I do like the Ryotroopers more. So here is the Axial Ray Gun, or the Axial Ray Gun, one or the other. Take a look at the details here. Pretty nice. It's a motorcycle grip, basically, right here. And then you can hold it like this, or you fold that down, and now it's a gun. It also breaks in half. But pretty typical transformation there for that. He comes with only 3 hands, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but the Phase figures are so hand heavy in terms of additional things like the Phase shots that I guess it's to be expected. You have an Axial gun holding hand, or Axial gun holding hand, Axial Ray Gun, whatever. And the splayed open hands for the left and right hands. So we're going to keep the fist in one hand just because I think that would look better. And the Axial Ray Gun in the other. So this one actually works a lot better than Kai's weapon holding hand. Because Kai's weapon holding hand is a big fingery mess. But once you get that in, spread that like that. He is gripping the trigger fairly well, and he does hold the weapon fairly well as well. Whatever. But yeah, pretty nice. He looks kind of like a gimp right now, but let's get him in a pose. I kind of like that one in the corner, so let's do something like that. I'm horrible with poses. I was like, I'm a Ryotrooper. I troop riots and such. I assume that's where the name Ryotrooper came from. Riot and Trooper. There we go, we'll go with that. Just because, I don't know, he's Ryotrooper, he doesn't need anything cooler than that. But yeah, overall, he's not actually a bad figure. Just the lack of pretty decent accessories for his price makes him a bit of a letdown. If you can get him on a good sale, I'd recommend getting one if you're an army builder, maybe a 3. Because it is a nice figure with not too many flaws outside of just looking generally plain. But again, I can't really fault the figure for that because that's how Ryotrooper rolls. But he's not really worth the default price because he was roughly the same price as like Ichigo, I think. I don't remember right off the top of my head, but he was kind of the default price of Figuarts, and just the fact that this only comes with the sword gun and 3 hands just isn't enough to warrant the same price as something as cool as Ichigo or Puto Tira and stuff. So I can fault the figure on price, but the figure itself isn't that bad, and there really isn't too many flaws. He's just very generic. So you can check out shukenshobi.com for all the latest updates on my reviews, and of course check out ridersrangensandrambles.com, bringing you the latest token news in the craziest way possible. So take care, have a great one, bye.